What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is yours truly, Fitz. We got some huge game content changing news, some massive news that's going to be coming pretty soon to Pokemon Go in the latest APK mined by none other than the boss of the Pokemon Go hub, Zero Gone. So let's go over Shadow and Purified Pokemon, Team Rocket, Pokestop Invasions, Route Maker, and 3 new moves coming to Pokemon Go. And then at the end, we're going to go over what Shadow Pokemon are, how they kind of came about, because I don't know much about it because I didn't play those games way back when, and some of you might not know about it either. So without further ado, let's get into it. Both this and the Shadow Pokemon, both these articles will be linked in the description down below. Now, I'm not going to go over everything, but this is the APK mine from 0.147.1 rolling out on Android and iOS devices. So first off, there's actually some fixes to Adventure Sync rewards, so that's nice. But let's go over the new features discovered by the data miners. So Invasions, a new type of gameplay that seems to tie Shadow Pokemon and Team Rocket. Invasions feature NPCs, non-playable characters, and take place at Pokestops as Team Rocket can overtake a Pokestop. So basically what this is going to be is like random encounters at Pokestops. Something that we've kind of been looking for in Pokemon Go is random battles with computers. Gives us more in-game interaction instead of focusing on a lot of out-of-game interaction. I just simply don't think there's enough things in-game to keep us interacted as much other than raiding and like shiny hunting, but those can get kind of stale. But when something's random, a random encounter with NPCs that can initiate battles and then therefore give you rewards and stuff at any given time at a Pokestop is pretty cool. So this will definitely keep us more engaged in-game instead of focusing on engaging players outside the game, like using the social stuff. Shadow Pokemon, a new form of Pokemon that have their own stats, move values, and candy and Stardust multipliers. So we'll get into that in a second. So that's pretty neat though. Purification, a new mechanic that apparently converts a Shadow Pokemon into its normal version. It needs Stardust and candy to work. So when we battle a Team Rocket member, a Team Rocket grunt, we will get a chance to unpurify. Well, we'll be able to get a Shadow Pokemon and then get a chance to purify it using Stardust and candies. So, you know, Team Rocket, they're evil. They're probably putting this in layman's terms. They're probably putting like some kind of poison into these Pokemon to make them stronger Shadow Pokemon. Then we gotta battle them, and then we get a chance to save the day, save that Pokemon, and use Stardust and candy to purify them, or other means too, which we'll go into. Pokemon alignments can be Shadow or Purified right now. 3 new moves, Frustration, Return, and Synchronize. We'll actually go over that towards the bottom of the article. 2 new badges, Pokemon Purified and Team Rocket Grunts defeated. So it's going to be, you know, how many Pokemon have you purified, how many Team Rocket Grunts have you beat. 2 new quests, Battle Team Rocket and Purify Pokemon. And then a new item, Route Maker. So here's currently the Pokemon that can be shadowed and then purified. So Raticate, Rattata, Zubat, Golbat, Bulbasaur. So the 3 starters, up to Dragonite, that's nice, Snorlax, Crobat, and then the water starters, Mudkip through Swampert. So that's pretty cool. There's some notable mentions in here. Definitely Snorlax isn't bad, Dragonite's not bad, Crobat, and then if maybe the starters get a chance to have their exclusive moves, I'm not going to guarantee anything, and I'm not going to get my hopes up, but maybe, you never know. And these will be Shadow Pokemon that we can rescue. Now, if we can get high IVs, if this is like doing a raid, or hatching an egg, or doing a research task, like this is another chance to get a high IV Pokemon. This is nice. Tried to go for that 100% Dragonite, 100% Snorlax, 100% Swampert. I already have a 100% Crobat, but Crobat's not a bad Pokemon. Don't sleep on that Pokemon. So this is pretty cool. We'll have to see how it goes, and this list will probably grow. This is just going to be the starting phase per se. Let's see. Again, in order to purify Shadow Pokemon, spend candy and Stardust. These 2 items are multiplied values of existing costs of Pokemon, so we'll have to see how that works once it finally comes out. Now, this is talking about a little bit of the origin of Shadow Pokemon, which we're actually going to go into. There's Shadow Lugia, a pretty famous one. Now, Invasions, like we said, it's kind of taking over a Pokestop, then we have to fight them off. So we'll have to wait to see how that works, but I'm sure it's like a random generated battle that we come across, and then we have to win, take back the Pokemon, and then purify it. Let's see. So there are 3 main parts to every invasion: battle stage, Pokemon counter stage, and then purification stage. So there you go. There is a minimum level for participating in invasions. You have a free space. You have to have free space in your Pokemon storage. Invasions have a timer where they can expire, so it's kind of like a raid. There is a Pokemon encounter at the end of the invasion. There are multiple references to number of Pokeballs on the grunt and on the remaining Pokemon. We're not sure what that entails, but it seems to be heavily based around capture mechanics. And there are also solo invasions, so that's pretty cool. So here's what I like the most. The fact that there are multiple, well, they're all typings of grunts that you can come across. Now the thing that I hope really happens is that each one of these typings of grunts has more than one Pokemon to choose from. So I'm hoping it's RNG and they have like a pool of 5 to 10 Pokemon that you can come across. So like for example, the flying grunt male doesn't have nothing but Fearos. Like I hope it doesn't have Fearow every single time I go to battle him. Maybe it's Fearow, Pidgeot, Crobat, and Aerodactyl, and another flying type. Like I hope it's kind of random. That'd be nice if there's a pool that they can pull from instead of battling the same Pokemon over and over again, because eventually it's gonna come to a point where we're gonna battle all these at least once, and then when you go to rebattle and it's the same Pokemon, it gets stale. The only reason why I say that is because the NPC battles that we do now for Daily Stardust against Blanche, Spark, and Candela kind of get stale because nothing really changes. So the 3 new moves, Frustration, Return. Frustration is one of those moves like in the main series games where if your Pokemon doesn't like you a lot, this move does more damage. Now Return is the opposite. If your Pokemon does like you a lot, it does more damage. And then Synchronize is a move that I'm not too familiar with. It's kind of a new move. Synchronize damages all adjacent Pokemon with the same type as the user. If it's a dual type, it will deal the damage depending on the dual type. So that's pretty cool. The Route Maker is pretty interesting. You can't really explain it. If we had to take a wild guess, maybe this is something to do with upcoming feature that resembles Ingress missions. That'd be amazing, but who knows. And then a cool pic of the Go Hub fan without me. Because that was a day I was not in Chicago. That was Wednesday. Now, well, you're probably thinking, Fitz City, what the heck is Shadow Pokemon to begin with? So it came in Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. And Shadow Pokemon are Pokemon that are being used for wrongful acts because they had the doors of their heart shut artificially, a process created and carried out by Cypher in the Ore region. So collecting Shadow Pokemon through snagging and restoring them to normal by purifying them is the main goal of those 2 games. So there again is Shadow Lugia. This kind of shows how they created them and the behavior of Shadow Pokemon, but I will note the last sentence here: Shadow Pokemon cannot level up. Any experience and effort values they gain in battle will be held until they are purified, at which point it will be awarded en masse. So they'll be rewarded after it's purified. So there's differences in between each game, which is kind of interesting. One, I will note that in Pokemon Coliseum, Shadow moves have neutral effectiveness against all types, but in Pokemon XD, Shadow moves are super effective on non-Shadow Pokemon and not very effective on other Shadow Pokemon, so that's interesting. All Shadow moves are super effective to all non-Shadow Pokemon. Dang. In Coliseum, the only Shadow move that Shadow Pokemon could know was Shadow Rush, but when XD came out, Shadow Rush is one of many Shadow moves. Also, Shadow Rush's power is weaker in XD. And then finally, in XD, Shadow Pokemon receive 50% boost in battle for speed. Now, I did do an article for the Go Hub talking about how Niantic could implement speed, but I don't think that's going to happen. But there's a way that they can do it. So let's see here. Gameplay differences between the 2. Shadow Pokemon cannot do any of the following until they're purified. So level up, evolve, use any rare candy, change any of the moves, give a nickname to it, trade it, participate in battle mode with it. That's a certain mode, because if we go down here farther, again, Shadow Pokemon are unable to gain effort values from battling, although vitamins can still be used on them. They can be used to battle. Where did I see that at? We'll get there. Yeah, right here. Battling. Okay, so methods of purification is walking around, so that could be what the route thing is. Battling. A Shadow Pokemon sent into battle will open its heart a bit. Battling is also the only way a Shadow Pokemon can enter Hyper Mode or Reverse Mode. So, battle. You can apparently, I would assume, you can actually battle with these Shadow Pokemon, even though they're strong. But you're trying to reverse. You're trying to do the purification process, which, like I said, if that grants you better IVs, that actually might be worth it. Let's see, calling, no. Massaging, probably not. Daycare, no. Now, Celebi, this is interesting, because everyone has a Celebi if they completed their quest. In Coliseum, using a Time Flute, the player can call Celebi to instantly purify a Shadow Pokemon. So I wonder if we could use Celebi to purify a Shadow Pokemon maybe once a week? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be really cool. And then a Purify Chamber. So then it goes into natures and stats of Shadow Pokemon. And then there's an interesting thing talking about Shadow Pokemon being shiny. For example, as of consequence of fixing this glitch, Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD, the game ensures that all Shadow Pokemon are never shiny. This defeats the still popular rumor that Shadow Pokemon can be shiny after purification. All these values are determined when they're encountered for the first time and are not linked to the purification process in any way. And of course, there's Shadow Mewtwo in Pokken Tournament. So this would be cool if Niantic made it to where you can actually, once you encounter these Shadow Pokemon and you purify it, maybe it'll be shiny. That'd be pretty cool if they did that. Don't hold your breath. But let me know down in the comment section down below. Are you guys hyped for finally some new, real in-game content for us to do? Let me know in the comment section down below. Smash that like button. I'm hyped. And subscribe if you haven't done so already to be part of the Fitz City fam. That's it, the boy Fitz City. I'm signing off. I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.